Hi. So, as you could probably already tell, I have spent a bit of time playing all of these plus combined variants. I've perfected 10 of each size. And so you can see I have hence unlocked. I've unlocked a gallery for each size as well as this new thing called uh, plus apostrophe. I don't know how else to call this one. And I'm assuming this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. There's only 11 here. It's not 14, but uh, they are apparently more specific other combined. Yeah. And O and Q. As you can see here, O and Q are on the same side of the board. So you won't find O and Q in the gallery normally. You won't find a space where they give you specific combinations. So I guess these are more like specifically other combinations that are relatively fun. But anyways, today we're gonna be doing hashtag. Here clues may have different rules. The clue of each rule is annotated individually. So each rule can have any one of these variants added to it. As well as the chessboard coloring, obviously, for the multiple and negation rule sets. So I guess we will start. So you can see here I can't actually, for a lie, I can't really draw my numbers here anymore. But anyways, we shall use dark blue. We should use purple. I think I like purple. Let's use purple for drawing. But as you can see, each letter here has each number has its own letter to it, which indicates that it is following one of these rules. So this one is a partition rule, this one's a liar rule. Alright, anyway, let's start first with the liar rules. We already know that if 0 is a liar rule, it must actually be a 1. And if this 4 has 4 mines around it, then it cannot be a 5, so it's a 3. Now this partition is it means that maybe I should go through all of the variants again, but maybe we'll see. We'll go through them as we go by them. This L means liar, so clues. The actual number of mines around a clue is one more or one less than the stated number. Right. P is partition, so it is the number of separate walls around it. Number of distinct chains as opposed to the actual number of mines. M is multiple, which means that the darker cells are worth 2 mines and the light cells are worth 1. Negation is the difference in the number of mines. So if there were, say, 4 light cells and 2 dark cells, that would be a difference of 2, which would satisfy this rule. Alright, so let's look at this. Partition means that there partition here doesn't really affect our rule much because it is 3 separate sections. So again, we know that only one of them can be mines. Looking at this 4 here, we do know that there is exactly 1 mine here. There is a minimum of 1 mine because of this 4, which is actually a 3. 1, 2, 3. And this 1 says there's a maximum of 1 mine. So it has to be exactly 1 mine here, meaning that these 2 are mines and this is not. Ooh, another partition. Alright. Now I can say that this can't be a mine, because if it was, then none of these would be mines from the partition. And then this 6 multiple wouldn't have enough spaces to make 6, even if this was a 2. Right, you could have a maximum of 4. But that's it. So now we know that this isn't a mine and this is. I think this 6 can be completed. All of these have to be mines to make 6. Now do I look at the negation? Yes, because of this liar rule, only one of these can be mines. So, uh, let's say this was a mine. You're gonna need to have one dark cell to make this a 2. But you can't have any dark cell because that would make 2 mines around this 0. So this cannot be a mine. And in fact, since we know that there must be 1 dark mine, then there must be 3 light mines. And since this can't be a mine, this has to be the mine. No? Oh, yeah, I didn't think about it because there could be 0 mines, 0 dark mines, which is entirely possible. Alright, so that's the first logic that I missed. Let's start over. We do know this isn't a mine though. Do I want to mark this as a 1? I think I want to mark this as a 1. I don't think it's required. This 2 negation is sort of the same thing. We know that there is one mine in this rectangle. If the mine happened to be here, well, it's entirely possible that none of these are mines. Yeah, so a mine could actually be in the light square, couldn't it? And then something like this. That seems to work. What about if there was a mine in here? Right, that doesn't work because this 2 now cannot be complete. Even if you had a mine here, that would make a difference of 1. So that means there cannot actually be any mines in the dark cells. So this means that this has to be empty. So 3 with the X here means that it sees a mine in a cross shape rather than the 8 cells around it. He's in a cross shape. And here the cross shape can actually be filled. Both of these have to be mines. And now this can't be a mine. 4 with the E for eyesight means that it must see 4 non-mines before its vision can be blocked by the board wall or another mine. So here it already sees, including itself. So it already sees 4 cells, 4 non-mines including itself, which means that its vision must be blocked by other mines. Now this 1 negation means that this cannot be a mine, otherwise it will be a 0. 3x can be complete, so this has to be a mine. And here we have 0 mines remaining, so this has to be empty. Alright. This really... I will say this is kind of fun, seeing how the different rules work with each other. So I guess we'll do more of them. Alright, so we have a new rule set, wall. Wall means that it's a bit like partition but with more information. It gives you the lengths of each separate wall here. So this must be a wall of length 1 and then a wall of length 2 exactly, as opposed to partition which can be any length. So let's start with this 3. We know this 3 has to be a 2 because it cannot be a 4. This 5 with the eyesight. Right, so it's very interesting that we know one of these has to be a mine. And it cannot be both mines. So first we know this has to be a mine already. Yes, okay. How do I want to continue with this one? Since we know that if this was a mine, then this would be the case. Oh, I think that fails because there's no way to make this negation 2 work anymore. You can't put any mines around it. Yeah, it's a 0 so far, so you can't make a 2 out of it. So this basically fails, meaning that this has to be where our mine is. Now this 5 has to have all empty cells here to work. Right, okay. 1 negation means that this has to add up to 0. However, we know that it cannot be that both of these are empty. And the reason for that is if it was both empty, then this wall clue would fail. You cannot put 1 and 2 into these 3 cells. So we know both of these have to be mines. And that finished the 2 for the wall. So this is empty. 1 and 4. Well, these 3 have to be part of the 4. So this has to be a mine and this has to be empty. 3 is partition now. Okay, let's do this 2 first. 2 has 2 dark and 1 light, so it must have another dark and no light. Right, 4 multiple is actually complete already. These dark cells are worth 2 each. This 3 multiple must have 1 more, so this has to be a mine and this isn't. 3 partition can only be completed in one way, like this. And now this has to be empty because this is complete. And we have 1 mine remaining, so this has to be the mine. Nice. 2 perfect clears. Alright. I think we'll do 1 more and then we'll move to 6x6. Yeah, we kind of have to do 1 more to move to move to 6x6. Let's start with multiple. 1 multiple is pretty powerful because all of these have to be empty. They're worth 2. This 1 partition means that one of these are mines, which would then complete this 1 multiple. So none of these are mines either. Now this 3 can be completed. It's a 3 cross. This 1 is complete. This 2x can also be completed. Now this 2 partition means that, well, it can only be completed in one way, which is like this. These have to work together somehow. I do see that this can't be a mine though, because if it was, then the only way to bring this back down to a 1 is to make this a mine. Because you have 2 dark squares, you need a light square to sort of subtract 1 from it. There are certain tricks with negation that we might look at later, but I don't think it will be that important now since it's not, the entire board is not completely forced to be some negation trick. But you see this 2x kind of fails. It sees 3 mines already, so this can't be a mine. For vanilla, this is the first vanilla we've seen, so this vanilla means that it focuses on, it's just regular Minesweeper. Now we know that this has to add to 0. This kind of has to cancel each other out to make this a 1. If this was a 1, if this was a mine and this wasn't, then that would fail. And similarly, if this was a mine and this wasn't, that would fail. So they kind of have to cancel out. And the only way to do that is if both were empty, or if both were mines. But if both were empty, then this 4 vanilla would fail, because it will only have 3 cells to fill mines with. So it cannot be that these are both empty, so these are both mines. Now this 2x is complete, so this is empty. 3 wall, so has to have 3 in a row. And this already starts the chain, so it has to do this, and this has to be empty. This 4 is complete, and 1 mine remaining means this has to be a mine. Alright, we've unlocked a new set, 6x6. So the special thing about this is that you can see a lot of new interactions with each other, because each different clue is different on its own. So anyway, let's do hashtag 6x6. 1 vanilla and 0 negation. This is also 1 vanilla, 2 vanilla, 3x, 2x, 2 vanilla. Alright, I'm already seeing some weird stuff with this. Alright, so we know that it cannot be that both of these are empty. Because if they were both empty, then this 3 eyesight would see 4. I think that's how I'm going to call it. I think I've been subconsciously naming clues like that. Just the number followed by the variant. I'm going to call this a 3 eyesight. So it cannot be both of these that are empty, because then it would see 4. So there has to be at least 1 mine in here, and that would complete the vanilla. So none of these can be mines. There has to be 1 mine here. This 1 liar could be a 0 or it could be a 2. We don't know yet. This 2 negation is interesting because Right, yes, because there has to be one mine here. If this was a mine, there's no way to make a 2 negation work anymore. You can't like fill this with a mine, you can't make this empty, and therefore it cannot be that this is a mine. And this 2 has to be 2 light cells and 0 dark cells. Now, interestingly, if this 1 was a 0, then this would effectively be worth 0. They would cancel each other out. But if this 1 was worth a 2, it would also cancel each other out if you have a mine here and a mine here. They would cancel each other out. So in all cases, this little box here is worth 0. And since this 1 has a 0 and a light mine here, then this has to be empty as well. Nice. Alright, this 3 eyesight already sees 3, so this has to be a mine to block it off. This 3 has to, this 3x is complete. This 2x not yet complete. This vanilla is cool though. Do we look at the... Yes, we do. We know this is worth 0. So how am I... I would use white for positive, black for negative, and yellow for 0, right? No, yellow is for... Is yellow for 0? Yeah, I think yellow is for 0 and then blue is for 1. So we know that yellow here means that they have to add up to 0 in total. Yep, and this 1 vanilla means that this has to have 1 mine in it, which would result in a positive 1. Meaning that the remaining must have a negative 1 value to overall result in a 0. Now what do I mean by negative 1? I basically mean that in terms of the negative, any light cell acts as a positive 1 and any dark cell acts as a negative 1. Think about this way would give us a correct answer of 0. I wouldn't go into the math about it, but we know that this has to be negative 1, which can only be done like this. Let's see. This 1, I don't think we know a lot about this one yet. This 4x has 5 cells though. So it could be like any 2 of these 3 empty cells right now. Well, see, this 2 already sees 1. So in these 2 cells that I'm marking out here, there can only be 1 mine. Yes, alright. This is cool. Because of this 2, that means that there can only be a maximum of 1 mine here. That's not true actually. It could be that there are no mines here, which would break my logic. It would break my logic, unfortunately, it would. Let's see. I guess maybe let's think about something. Using purple back to our normal color. If this was a mine, then none of these would be mines. That's the least confrontational way because it doesn't match up with any other clue. This 4 means that this is a mine and this is a mine. And then because this is empty, this has to be empty. This has to be empty as well. But I guess that does work, doesn't it? It looks like it does work. Yeah, the 1 isn't broken. Let's do something like... Let's just erase everything. What if... there was a mine here and then no mine. Oh, that just breaks. That just breaks the 1. Because they cancel each other out. And then these have to be empty. So this results in a 0. So this can't be a mine. Right. Okay, and this 4 can be completed. Now this can be complete. Now these cannot be empty. These can be empty. But they cannot have a mine in them. Right, they can't have a mine in them. Because if they had a mine in them, then the other one would have to be empty, and then it would cancel each other out. Or in this case, it would cancel each other out. But if we look at the other case here, it would just be a 2 and not a 1. So it cannot be that there is a mine here, and therefore there must be no mine here. This must be empty to maintain a 0. This 4x can be completed, and this 2 vanilla is done. This 2x can also be complete. It's a bit cluttered actually, but you know, I guess that's the only way it works. This 4 has to have a mine here to complete itself. This 1 negation has to have a mine here to resolve the 1. It's 1 more light square than dark square. This 0 negation means this must be 0. The only way to do that is if both of these were mines, or if none of these were mines. If none of these were mines, then this remaining rule set of 2 cannot be finished because there's only 1 other mine remaining. So this has to be both mines, sorry, and then this has to be empty. Alright. Yeah, this was a significant step up from 555. Wow. I'm still pretty amazed at how all these clues are working together. Like this 3 and this 1 vanilla at the very beginning was already pretty fun to work with. But anyway, let's keep going. This 0 must be a 1, so that's actually just a free. This 3 is also pretty free, because we know that there is a maximum of 1 wall here. You can't have 2 walls in here. So there must be 2 walls in these remaining 3 cells. And it has to be something like this. 3 partition again. Again, it's free. These have to be empty and this has to be a mine. 2 vanilla is complete. So we can do this 1, 2 can be done like this. This 1, 1, 1 wall means that this has to be empty. Ooh, I don't know. 2 multiple could be 2 mines here and 2 mines and or a mine here. We don't know. This 6 adds up to 5 currently. 2 plus 2 plus 1, that's 5. So it needs 1 more, and therefore this is forced. 4 vanilla. Well, we know from this 1, 1, 1 wall here, this has to have a mine in it, and that will complete the 4 vanilla, so this has to be empty. 4 with a cross. Well, we know there's 1 mine here. We keep going back to that. So that will make 3, so this has to be a mine. And then this one, the 2 multiple, has to have a mine here and no mine here. 5 flyer has 5 cells around it, so it must be a 4. It must be a 4. And we know there's 1 mine here. We keep getting back to this. We know there's 1 mine here. That will make the 3rd mine, so this has to be a mine. Now this 2 liar must be a 3, because it can't be a 1 anymore. I can't really see that 3, can you? It's fine. Well, actually we know from this wall here that these have to be both empty. This has to be a mine to finish this one, finally. This 1 negation? We don't know, but this has to be a mine. Right, okay. We know that there is 1 mine in here. So if this was a mine, this would have to be empty, and then this would fail. Because then there's no way, you already have 3 light squares, there's no way to make, 2 more dark squares to make a 1. So it cannot be, this cannot be the case, which means that this has to be in a mine and this isn't. Now this is already a 1, so this cannot be a mine. 2 vanilla means 1 mine here, and we have 1 mine remaining, so these are all non-mines. 4 multiple means this has to be a mine, and this isn't, completing it. Alright, that was significantly easier. Significantly faster as well. I do like the diagonal, like parallel diagonal mines. Anyway, next up, 0 negation. 0 negation is either 0 mines here or 2 mines here. Now, this liar works pretty well with it. If there were 0 mines here, then this can't be a mine because that would just make 1, which breaks liar. So this would have to be empty. And if there were 2 mines here, then this would also have to be empty because this one is just a 2. So in all cases, this is empty. 1 partition. Now this can't be a mine because if it was, this would have to be empty due to partition, and you can't make this 1-2 wall work because you have 3 cells, which is not possible. That means that this cannot be a mine, and this cannot be a mine to maintain the negation. This 1 is actually a 0, therefore 2 vanilla can be completed. This one negation has to have a mine here because so far it adds up to 0, so this has to be a mine. There has to be one mine here to finish this 1, 2. This 6 multiple has 3 so far, so it needs another 3 around it. So this has to be a mine, always. And then one of these are mines. 3 negation. Oh, I haven't seen this one in a while. 3 negation it's a giveaway. It has to be like this. 2 partition means that this can't be a mine. If this was a mine, this would be empty from this wall rule. And then they'll make 3 walls, which breaks this 2. So this has to be the mine and this isn't. This 1, 1, 2 has already a 2 here, so this has to be empty. And we know that one of these are mines. So this 4 would be complete. This would have to be empty. 11. 11. That is an 11. It's not a 1, 1. It's a multiple, so it is an 11. I think that means all of these have to be mines, right? Let's see. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, with 3 more. So all of these have to be mines. Wow. Okay, haven't seen that one before. Yeah, but now we know this has to be empty. This has to be empty as well. 2 vanilla is complete. Alright. Wow, what in the world was that? Is this 2 negation also is given away? 1 negation so far. Well, there's 1 mine, and there's no way to fit 1 mine in here to make a 1. If you had 1 mine in the dark cell, that would just be a 0. If you had a 1 mine in the light cell, that would be a 2. So there's no way to fit 1 mine in here, which means this cannot have any mines in it. There's only 1 mine remaining. So this is the mine where all these are empty. Alright, dang, okay. Unlock the new set, 7x7. Yes, anyway, sorry, I was blanking out. Let's look at 7x7, a much bigger board this time. 2 liar clues side by side, and it's X, M, and X. Nothing that I see so far. This 3 liar? No, this 3 liar could be a 4. Could be. Could also be a 2. Entirely possible. I think I do start with the 2 multiple here. This 2 multiple must be 1 mine here or here, or it must be 2 mines, which would be here, and then one of these are mines. Yes, I think that's the only possible way to make that work. So it's either one of these, or it's one of these as well as this. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I see. I don't know how that helps though. Does it work for any of the cross variants? Well, if this was a mine, then these would both be empty. In fact, you know, this would be the case. Does this break? Not yet. You know, because of this partition, all of these have to be empty. This 3 is now forced to be 2. So something like this. Oh, and that breaks to 0. Because now there's 2 dark squares. You can't have 2 light squares. You don't have 2 light squares to break it. So this can't be a mine. Alright. 2 liar could be a 3 or it could be a 1. Yes, alright. I think similarly here, if this was a mine, then this is false because of the partition. So this would be a mine. This would be a mine. Similarly, this... Oh, no, wait. This 0 could work. What? I thought it was a... Okay, clearly my brain was blanking out, but clearly this definitely could work. This would also have to add up to 0. But anyway... let's see. This 2 liar... Well, if this was a mine, then this isn't a mine. This... No. No, that's fine. I think that's fine. It can't be a 3 though. We know this can't be a 3 because if all these were filled, then partition will be broken. So this has to be a 1. Maybe I should mark that down. If this was a 1... If these are both empty, then mines would be forced here and here. Also this... right, yes. No, if this was a mine, and this wasn't a mine, that breaks this, because of 2 multiple, this has to be a mine, and that breaks cross. So this can't be a mine. Another negation, another 0 negation. Wow. Alright, this 2 has to be a 1, so one of these are mines. Hmm. Alright, I think it's something to do with this 0 negation and this 3 liar clue. I think this 3 always has to make this a 1 somehow. Because if this 3... Let's say if this 3 happened to be a 2, right? It's either a mine here, and then 1 mine here, which would make a 1 in terms of negation as well. Or it is, you know... it could always be this and this, right? It could always be this and this though. No, because there's 1 mine here. Right. So if this was empty, that would break this 1 partition, so it cannot be something like this. Therefore, either that or it's something like this. But if that was the case, then there are 2 dark cells, so there must be 2 light cells to break even. This would, and that's how, and that would break the 2. So if this was a 2, then this has to be a mine. And if this was a 4, well, this also has to be a mine. So I think this is always a mine. No? Wow. Oh, did I not I didn't consider that, did I? Alright, well, that was dumb. Restart. I didn't do much anyway in the puzzle. Right, so this could be a 2. If it was 1 mine here and here. What didn't I consider that? I guess then it's not very helpful anymore. Still know there's 1 mine here though. Could there be a mine here, I mean? Nope. No, they can't. This 0 negation breaks. Yep. If this was a mine, then all of these would be a result of the mine, of this being a mine. This 0 would break because you can't break even with this 1 light square and no dark squares. So this can't be a mine. Therefore this is a mine. Okay. Sweet. Let's see. Can there be no mines here? If this was the case, then this would be the case, and then so similarly there cannot be no mines here, therefore there has to be at least 1 mine here, so this has to be a mine to connect to it. 3 liar is a 4. Well, this 2 is filled, it's done. It has to be something like this. Alright. This 3 is either a 4 or a 2, we don't know. I don't think there's any point. This is always a mine, isn't it? This can't be empty. If not, this would be empty, and we face the problem. So this has to be a mine. This has to be a mine. Yes, alright. Now, if this was a 4, then this would have to be the case. Oh, and we break it again. So this can't be a 4, it's a 2. Right. So what if there was a mine here? Then there'll be no mines here. Then this would happen, and then the 0 will be broken again. Wow, it's always just breaking the 0 like that. So this can't be a mine. Right, okay. 4 liar. Wow, 4 liar must be a 3. Now we know one of these are mines. If this was a mine, it would break, because then these would have to be both mines, which breaks 3. So this can't be a mine, and this would be. And then this is a 0. I mean, this has to be a 0 to, you know, have 2 zeros add up to 0. So this is not a mine. This 1 liar. Well, this 2 liar, it could be a 1. It can't be a 3. If it was a 3, then these are both mines. That would break the 1 liar clue. So it has to be a 1. These are both empty. Oh my gosh. 2 eyesight clues in a row? I can't draw. This 1 must be a 2 because it can't be a 0, so one of these are mines as well. Let's think about this. This 6 sees 5 empty cells already. So, well, this 4 liar is complete, so this has to be empty. Now this 6 actually sees 6. So all of these have to be mines to block its vision. This 4 means this has to be empty so it can see 4. This 1 liar is complete, so this has to be empty to make this a 0, right? Why did I put 1 here? This actually adds up to 0, not 1. This 1 vanilla is complete. This cross can now be completed like this. This 3 partition, I think now is forced to be like that. This 4x can be complete. This 4 cross can be completed. This 3 liar must be a 4 because it can no longer be a 2, so this is a mine. This has to be empty due to partition rules. 1 eyesight means this has to be a mine to block its vision. It only sees itself. This 2 is complete. 1 wall has to be like this and this. This 3 liar must be a 2, can't be a 4. 2 mines remaining means these are both mines. Oh wow. Yeah, no, this 7x7 is a real step up. Forget what I said. Forget what I said about 6x6. This one is the real one. Jesus. Yes. Anyways, we gotta do 2 more, right? We have to. We kind of have to, for the sake of the puzzle lore. Oh my god! Did I get Discord pings? I didn't realize I got Discord pinged. Sheesh, you guys would have heard that. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. Maybe I should turn my notifications off for a bit. But let's begin with this other one. We have a few interesting patterns here. This 1 wall is actually just a regular 1, and this 2 wall here is just a 1, but they have to be. It's just 2, but they have to be together. 5 eyesight. Wow. 5 eyesight in the middle of the board seems pretty weird. Alright, so what do we work with? I have a feeling it's this 4. We know of this 1. Well, we know that it could both be empty. Actually, yes, because of parity issues, this cannot be a mine. If this was a mine, then anything you added to it would make an odd number. So this can't be a mine. 3x sees 4 cells currently. But we know that only one of these can be mines due to the wall rule, so these are both mines. And since one of these are mines, then none of these are. 0x means this isn't a mine. This 4 multiple can be completed. This wall can be completed, completing this 3x. In the meantime, this 5 is pretty blocked in. This 1 partition also sees a mine here, which is pretty interesting. I guess this can't be a mine now, because if it was a mine, then all of these would have to be mines, which blocks in the 5. You only see a 3 maximum. So this can't be a mine. Similarly, well, this could be a mine because 5 can now see outwards in this direction. I was wondering, could there be a mine? Is it false that there's a mine here? I think the answer is yes, but right now it seems like you can have no mines here. This 5 would see something like this, and then, you know, then it is possible. And then these two are both mines, if you get what I mean. 6 multiple, do I look at that? See, it's 4 so far, so we only see 2 more. But that's pretty variable. That seems pretty okay. I don't know about this one though. There was a mine here. Oh, there just can't be a mine here. Because then you have to go up to link back to this one. You have to link back. And this 2 already sees 3 mines, so this can't be a mine either. Alright. Well, if this was a mine, then it would have to be a mine here, here, and here. This 5 would be blocked up here. And even if this was empty, it has to see 1 more, so this would be blocked. This would be blocked, and then this would be a mine. Okay. Fair enough. I don't know if that breaks. That doesn't break though. Yeah, that doesn't break. Huh. It's the first one that works. Guess this also has to be empty. And so does this because of the 6 multiple. But that's really just not gonna help anymore. Right, so are we stuck? I think we are. I don't know. Are we? If this was a mine, this would have to be a mine, which automatically starts our chain of logic from the very beginning. But I guess that doesn't break, as we've already seen. What if this was a mine? This would be empty. This would be empty. This 5 means that this has to be empty as well. Again, doesn't break. What if this was a mine? Empty, empty, empty. This gives us less information. What if this was a mine? Empty, 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 mine, empty, mine here, mine here. This 5C, so mine here as well. And that breaks. This can't be a mine. If it was a mine, then you have to have a mine here, which breaks the 6 because 6 now adds to 7, so this can't be a mine. 9. What in the world? 9. Wow. All right. I think this has to be empty as well, right? Because even if all of these were empty, 9 would see what? It would see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would see 8, which means this has to be empty still. Now this has to be empty because it can't be a mine. If not, the wall would break. Now this 9 sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it must see 3 more. And if it sees 3 more, these are both empty as well. 1, 3. Wow. Okay. To partition. There has to be 1 here and 1 here, I guess. Because of this wall, we know this has to be a mine. We know one of these are mines now. So if this was empty, then one of these are mines, meaning that it cannot be part of the 3. So this will be part of the 3. And because of this 6, now this will be empty. Now this 9 sees 10. So this cannot be empty. Alright. We know that there is 1 mine in here. If this was the mine, it cannot be part of the 3 because then it would grow out and touch this. So it has to be a part of the 1, I guess. And this has to be a mine. Otherwise, if this was the mine, this was empty. No, this 9 is complete. This has to be empty, doesn't it? Yeah. And then what? Well, oh no, this 6 multiple is also complete. This has to be a mine. It has to be a mine, and this isn't, right? Now this can't be part of the 3, because if it was, it would have to grow out and then it would touch this. Similar logic to here. So this has to be empty. This has to be part of the 3, which has to see a mine here minimum. If this was a mine, then it would see a mine here minimum. Yes, alright, so there's a mine. Now this can't be a mine. If it was, it cannot grow out to here. So this can't be a mine. And this is a mine, therefore, to finish this 2x. This has to be empty. Oh, the first negation we've seen. This 5 sees 5, so this is empty. Because the partition, it must grow out to here. I keep saying grow, even though, like, you know, that's not what I mean. Anyway, this 2 wall means this has to be a wall, and this has to be a mine, and this isn't. This partition means this has to be a mine to make the second wall. And now this is complete. 2 partition can only be filled one way, has to be like this. This negation we've seen has to be a dark cell and no white cell, no light cell. And 4 mines remaining with 4 empty cells means that they have all to be mines. They have to all be mines. You know what I mean. Yeah, alright. That was fun. I was stuck for a bit. But in the end, that happens. Now, next up. Oh, this 2 vanilla 3 multiple is pretty interesting already. Wherever you put 2 mines, it would add up to 3 minimum. If you had like, in fact, you can't put mine here and mine here because it'll add up to 4. So this has to be a mine. One of these are mines. This 3 will be complete, and therefore none of these are mines. 2 partition. This one is also 2 partition. Three vanilla, 1 negation, 7 eyesight. 6 cross. Oh, 6 cross can just be filled. Wow, freebie. This 3 wall means this has to be a wall. This 1 negation sees +1, so it must see a minus. No, it must see a 0 here or a -2. Which is possible. What about this? Right, this 2 means that one of these are mines. One of these are mines. And if this was a mine, then this would be empty. And vice versa. If this was a mine, then this would be empty. Let's think about it. What if this was empty? And this was a mine, you know? Then this 2 partition here will be forced to do something like this. I guess that works. And then this 3 will be forced like this, and this would be empty. This 7 would see 5, so we need to see 2 more, which would work, I guess. Do we look at another scenario? If this was a mine and this was empty. Can these both be empty then? To fill out the 7. Yes it can. No, it cannot. No, it cannot. These cannot both be empty. If these were both empty, then this 1 negation would force this to be empty as well. So these cannot both be empty. They can only be 1 more empty at maximum. And then, you know, this would also be a mine to finish this. But either way, this will have to be empty. So in all cases, this is empty. Dang, alright. Now, if this 8 no, I don't see anything with it. If, for example, this was a mine, then this 8 would have to have a empties here, and here. But it doesn't break anything because it's so far away from the rest of the clues. No, that's not it. 2, 4, 6, 6. This could be something. This could be something like this. But either way, yeah, not broken. Not broken at all. If this was a mine, then this can't be a mine. If it was, then these would be both empty, which breaks this 2 partition here. But this, in fact, could be a mine. If this was the case, these would be both empty. You know, and then these would be both empty. I think this is always empty. Oh my gosh, I should have seen that coming. This is always empty. 5? Really? Oh my god. Okay. I think we can do some logic here. If this was empty, the 5 would be complete. There would have to be a mine here, here, and here, and then mine here, and here, and then mine here. Sorry, I'm just going like very quick here. But this 8 is broken. 1, 2, 3, you can only see 5 maximum. So this can't be empty, it has to be a mine. Finally, man, this has to be empty. 4 liar with only 4 cells around it has to be a 3. This 7. Still got no idea. Let's say. Yeah, alright, this always has to be empty because even if both of these were empty, it will still have to see one more, so this is always empty. Okay, it doesn't help. 2, 4, 6. 6 so far. These 2 partitions are weird. I was thinking, what if this was a mine? That adds up to 0 total. So this would just have, you know, any one of these would work. But if this was empty, then this adds up to 1. This has added up to 0, which also works out. And then these would be both mines. Ooh, does that break? I think it does. If this was empty, both of these would be mines to fill up the 4 liar clue. Now this 7 already sees what? It already sees 7, right? So there has to be a mine here as well, and that breaks 8. 8 can only see a maximum of 7 now. So this cannot be empty and has to be a mine. Now this 7 means that this has to be empty. Therefore there can only be one more mine here, so this has to be empty as well. 0 negation is finished, I think. Has to be something like this. This 5 multiple, I think, it has 3 so far, so it needs 2. So this is forced. And finally, this has to be empty to finish the 8 and the 5. This 4 liar clue is empty. Is finished, so I keep saying the wrong things. I think this has to be filled for the 1 negation. Now this 6 has to see 6 vertically because both sides are blocked. So this has to be empty, I believe. Yep. 7 seeing 6 must see 1 in the horizontal direction. So this can't be empty. If not, it would see 2. So this has to be a mine. And this has to be empty to make sure the 1 is maintained. This 1 negation means this has to be empty. And this 6 is now complete, so this is a mine. This has to be empty. This cannot have a mine in it because of partition rules. If this was a mine, then there would only be 1. 0 cross is complete. Now this 7 has to have a mine here. No mine here, so we have an empty there. And a mine here. 4 mines remaining. We know there is 1 mine here, which means that the rest of these have to be mines. This 3 is complete, so this is empty and this is a mine. Oh my, finally. My god. Unlocked a new set, 8x8 though. So as we have done with these things, I like to finish up one 8x8 puzzle before ending the video, maybe? We are 55. We are 55 minutes in, so this might this might take a while. But I am willing to finish. Yeah, look at that. We are so close to unlocking plus hashtag. But let's look at 8x8. Wow. Alright, 4 vanilla is a giveaway. This 0 sees a 0 here, so it must see 0 here as well. This 5, no. This 4 multiple sees 3, so this has to be empty. 1 1 wall. Well. Right, alright, okay, we know since one of these are mines, then the other mine... Oh, we actually don't. Because it... Yeah. 6 eyesight. I think if this was empty, then the 5 eyesight is complete, which may break quite a number of things. Does it? It's again going off my instinctual thinking. I think this is the case, honestly. For if that was empty. I think this breaks. I think this does break, actually. This does break. Alright, I'm not sure how to explain this to you, but I think this break if you see the 5 and the 3 here. Let's go about this 0. How many mines can there be in here? There's either 2 mines or there's no mines. What if there were no mines? Well then, these would all have to be mines. But that breaks the 2 because then you have 3 walls. So it cannot be that both of these are non-mines, so they have to be both mines. Alright. This only sees 1 more. Ooh, and the 1 more has to be here. And that is seen by the 3. With 1 more here means that both of these are mines. Now this has to be empty because 2 already has 2 walls around it. Okay. Let's see. If this was empty, then we would know this is the case. Right? Yeah. And then this 5 means there has to be a mine here. No mine here. So that's the case. I think if this was empty. Now this was filled, then this has to be empty still. This is always empty, isn't it? Yeah, it is always empty. Like, again, hard to explain, but essentially, if you look at the case where this is a mine, as well as the case where this is both, where this is not a mine, in total, you'll realize that in both situations, this is forced to never be a mine. I guess, in other words, you can see, is this a mine? And yes, it's obviously not. Well, the reason for that is because the 6 has to extend outwards in 6 there. In 6, it has to see 6 cells, which breaks this 5 immediately. So I guess that's one way to see it. Now, if this was a mine, if this was empty, then this would all have to be mine. Actually, no, this 3 vanilla means this is already a mine because of the 3 vanilla. Also, this has to be empty then. 1 negation. I don't know. 1 negation is 0 so far, so one of these are mines. Oh, but this can't be a mine, can it? Because we know one of these are mines. So this can't be a mine. So this is empty and this is a mine. Alright. One of these are mine, so this can't be a mine either. Zero partition means this is empty and therefore this is a mine. Alright, we finally resolved that. This 6. This 6 could still see in this direction though. If there was a mine here. Oh, wait. Oh, that doesn't break, does it? Let's see. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then there's 2. See, one mine. We need one more mine. The one more mine can't be here because that breaks 5. So this has to be a mine while this is empty. And that allows for a lot of movement for d5. If it so happens that one of these were mines though, like let's say if this was a mine, 1, 2, 3, 4, this would be empty. And then these would have to be all mines, which breaks the 2, so this cannot be a mine. Nice. 4 multiple. Now if this was a mine, this breaks because then the 6 must just go down 1, which it cannot because then it would see 7, so this can't be a mine either. Ah, so this is a mine. Wow, okay. Then because of the 2, we know this can't be a mine. This is a mine. Alright, so the first case I looked at was indeed the case that I was supposed to look at. We know from this 4 that there has to be at least one more mine in this box. That would finish this 1 liar, which is actually a 2. And therefore, there has to be exactly one mine in here. And that one mine has to be a 2 to make a 4. So we can do that. This 5 eyesight is complete. And this 4 is also complete. 4 multiple here, also complete. This 5 liar must be a 4, which can be done. This 2 partition is done, I think. Alright, well this 5 eyesight is also complete. 2 partition. 2 negation means that these are both mines. No, we definitely have to. We definitely have to work. We definitely have to look at the negation. I would say, what if this was a mine? Then this must be a mine. That'll make a 3 and a 2. This has to be a 0, which means this has to be a mine. Let's say, what if there was a mine here? If there was a mine here, either it is something like this, which would force. But this can't be a mine. If it was a mine, then because of this 3 dark cells, there must be 1 lighter cell. And then this will have to connect to here like so, and that breaks the 1. So this cannot be a mine. 2 partition forces this to be a mine. And it has to connect to here. And now I think this can't be a mine, if not it would be a 0. This has to be a mine. Right, and because of this 2 partition here, we know there has to be at least 1 mine here. Because of this 2 partition, we know there has to be at least 1 mine here. Yeah. So this can't be a mine, this can't be a mine, and this cannot be a mine. This 1-3 wall, oh, this can't be a mine either. 3 vanilla means this has to be a mine, so this has to be empty. This 1-3 wall can only be satisfied like so, and therefore we finished. Wow, okay. Again, not the smoothest of solves, but hey, I did it. So we've finished 10 hashtag puzzles. I will be working in my own free time probably to master all of these. They do seem pretty fun. And then we'll move to hashtag plus, or yeah, hashtag plus. Perfect 10 levels of plus hashtag 8x8 to unlock exclamation mark, which is, you know, this. Yeah, exclamation mark. Exclamation point, whatever you want to call it. Which will work. Hashtag means clues may have different rules. So where's the plus? Oh, there's another. So on top of all of these existing special rules, there is another variant added onto it. Alright, that's cool. I mean, it would be pretty similar to hashtag though. But I guess if we get something funny like snake with hashtag, oh my gosh. You know how stupid that would be? That would be 700. That would be insanely stupid. I guess 100 for each variant. But either way, that is done. So yeah, see you next time.